Hello. How are we all this evening? I hope we are well. Welcome to my Thursday evening live. Thursday evenings is where we do a little bit of scrapbooking. If you haven't joined me before, I'm Lisa. I'm the face behind Lisa's Loft. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And I just come live to show. Hello, Julie. Thank you for joining. Just come live to share with you some tips, tricks, techniques, ideas for paper crafting. You can craft along or sit and watch, or just, carry on doing your daily chores or whatever you're doing and watch along. Yeah, I was going to say something and I thought, oh, yes. My Facebook page has got 498 followers. I need 2 more followers. So if you're watching this and you don't follow my page, please give me a follow. If you also want to hop over to Instagram and YouTube, you can find me on those and give me a follow or subscribe over there. That would be very much appreciated. Right. So I'm not going to waffle too much. Let's switch our camera down. I haven't got tea. I've got water. I had to rush to get tea done in dinner cooked in time and eaten. I said to Dell, if you're making a cup of tea, I'll have a cup of tea. No, he's not making a cup of tea. So I'm stuck with my water. Right. So this week I'm sharing with you some of the products that have gone on to the last chance. They'll be retiring soon. They are all while stocks last. Things are selling fast. I did what did I do today? Oh, I did a couple of boxes on my live today, which are, where have I put those? Oh, up here. Couldn't see them then. So we did these on today's live, which we're using the Pebbled Path, which has cardstock is all gone. We've got the Naturally Gilded Specialty DSP. We've still got that, and that's in copper. And then I use the Something Fancy dies and stamps for my tag. The Druzy embellishment, bit of ribbon, that's not retiring, but that was the only ribbon I had that went properly. But yeah, it's a nice little box with a lid that we made. And then I just made a little quick box bag little thing out of boho blue. That cardstock has all gone, and we've got the Countryside in papers, and then used the same stamp set for my happy birthday, and then some of the natural tones linen thread. That's a 3-pack. Yeah, that's what we did today. We are going to be using the Countryside in papers again tonight. When I checked earlier, they were still available in the last chance, so I thought, why not carry on with those? And I've pulled out the Country Flowers and the Country Birdhouse and thought, we'll give those a bit of a go and try those. Now, my camera again is terrible. It's not where I need it to be. I've moved it from earlier because it wasn't where I needed it. I am struggling, that's a bit better, with this new camera, I have to say. Well, the new stand with the light, but we need the light, so we'll see how we go. Right, so for our page today, we are having a white base, I believe. What that mark is. And And we've got our papers. I do have some scraps in the back, but I also have some large pieces and some full sheets. And I'm sort of thinking of doing, that would be quite nice to have. I'm going to change my mind. We're not going basic white. We're going to go with this piece of DSP as our base. How gorgeous is that? But I want the Night of Navy Blue. So that's our base. I'm then going to cut some white photo mats. So that I've got what photos I'm going to use. So I want to cut this at, we'll do a 6 and an 1/8 by 4 and an 1/8, and then that will give a little border to any photo. And that should just be, yeah, so that's our 2 photo mats for there. I don't need anything that long again, which I'm quite fancying something like that. I've designed today the, I'll show you after, for next Tuesday's class, and that's sort of what's in my head, and I've got to try and move away from that a bit, and then maybe we could have, I quite like the stripe. Something. I don't want to do a square. I'm going to do, right, we're using this bit. Yes, we're going to use that bit, I think. What I'm thinking is having 2 corners and ripping it across, but I'm not quite sure how it's going to look with stripes. So I might turn it over and go that way. Let's see. Go for it. It's a piece of paper at the end of the day. I do like tearing paper. And that's what I like with scrapbooking. I just feel a little bit more free to be able to do that. I know there's nothing that says you can't do it in card making as well, but I struggle a bit more in my card making to do it. Right, so we've got that. I like that. We've got our photo mats, but what I might do is back those again, because they're not showing up on here too well, and I'm wondering whether I ought to put Night of Navy won't show up on here, but we could go Misty Moonlight, because that's another colour in this paper. Now I know this piece isn't big enough, but if I did a border of Misty Moonlight around there, that would show. It's just got that little bit of contrast all down. Right, so we want 2 Misty Moonlight. I am proper winging it today. I have no idea on what I'm doing. So I just thought, you know what, come on, have a play. It's mainly going to be about the decoration, I think. So that one's 6 and an 1/8, so I need this to be 6 1/4, which means I'm not going to fit 2 side by side because I need it 4 1/4. So we'll cut it at 4 1/4. and 4 1/4, because our page is only 8 1/4 wide. 6 1/4. So what's everyone been up to today? Have we had a busy day, or have we had a relaxing day in the sunshine? It's been absolutely glorious again. I've only actually sat outside a couple of times today. Alright, so if that's on there, like so, and then that one on there, like so, we can move it about a bit to how we feel, wherever we want it, but thinking something like that. I like that. I might have a little bit of a journal bit up here. I'm not going to put a title on today, I don't think. I usually put a title on, but I'm thinking not, because I don't know what photos I'm going to use on here. My intention is to use, this is nearly a full glue, but because I've been using it today and leaving it open, it's struggling to come out. My intention is, oh dear, to use all of my scrapbook pages that I create. So by putting titles on them, I limit myself a little bit. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do some that haven't got titles. So I'll bring that down there and pop that up there. Oh dear. Okay, and then we'll put some more glue on this one. I've got a lovely weekend planned. Hayden goes away tomorrow. He is a young leader with the guides, and they're taking the brownies, the guides, and the rangers on pack holiday. The rainbows will be joining them just for the day on Sunday, I believe. But he's going tomorrow till Monday. We thought we'd got to take him, haven't, just got to drop him at one of the other leaders' houses, which is like 5 minutes up the road. So he's gone all weekend. Hi Shell, you all right? Yeah, Hayden's gone for the weekend. Tomorrow, if I get finished what needs to get finished tonight, tomorrow I want to go in the garden a bit and do a bit of pruning. Then Saturday I want to get the house done, because there's a few jobs around the house that need doing. And then if that's done, I was going to do some crafting, but Julie, my friend, has asked me if I'd like to pop out with her and her grandchildren to the local airfield and maybe the garden centre. So that'd be nice if I get things done. Shall you're all good? Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. Doing okay, to be honest. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better within myself, feeling quite happy and confident and unstressed. Yeah, I think the fact that Hayden liked uni and he's set that that's where he's going or wants to go, and he's filling his application form in, it's made things a bit easier. Right, so I'm going to stick this on here, and what I'm going to do is not put glue right to the edge, so that if I need to tuck anything underneath, I can. So we'll pop that one around there. And then this one. Julie says, oh, I was going to say, does that mean you're free tomorrow for crafting? Then I heard your list of to-do things. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, let's try. Yeah. Julie, now you're tempting me. You're tempting me not to do my garden. I could do my garden in the morning, couldn't I? Come and visit you after. That would be a plan. Can't see why there's anything wrong with that. Carol says, hi, I was at the cinema this afternoon. Oh, hello, Carol. Hope you're well. What did you go and see? Cinema with your nephew. That sounds good. I have a nice tidy craft room, still with a big wooden table. There's nothing wrong with having a big wooden table in it. That's fine. That can be dealt with. But the fact that you've got a nice tidy craft room sounds fantastic. Yeah. Are you free in the afternoon tomorrow then, Julie? And I can come over then, see your craft room, and I can do some making there. Carol, oh, you went to see Minecraft? I must say it doesn't appeal to me, but I know there's lots of people that are into Minecraft, especially younger. Shell says, got to go. Pippi needs a walk. Have a nice weekend. Love you too, Shell. Yeah. Give Pippi a hug for me and have a nice walk. Oh, good, Joe. Brilliant. I'll message you after then and we'll sort out a time. Minecraft, is it a good film? Is it worth going and seeing, or is it a bit younger? I don't know. I'm so out of it with films nowadays. If it's not about 10 years old and on Netflix, I have no idea. Right, so we've got our base here. That's our basic layout. So now it's all about decorating. So I'm going to pop that also on to one side. I'm going to bring in some of my scrap bits of white. These are things that went wrong or weren't how I wanted them, or they're just scrappy offcuts. You're not into Minecraft, but I am his cinema buddy. It was good because you love Jack Black. Yeah, they say I like Jack Black. Never used to, but I've watched a few films with him in them, and I've enjoyed it. So yeah, maybe I'll wait till it comes on Netflix or wherever it comes and then give it a watch. I just like watching. I've always been horror, loved horror, but I'm fed up of them. I just like watching things that are interesting now. Right, I think we're going to have. I'm not going to go with the birdhouse. I'm just going to go with the flowers, and we'll do a fair few flowers. Julie says, great, you need to make a card or two. As always, Jewel. As always. But yeah, I've got stuff I need to make. Right, so we're going to use this churn pail, whatever it is. I think it's a milk churn. That's what it looks like. So how was card and a cuppa, Carol? Did that go well, or did you not do that because of going out with your nephew? Right, I'm going to be colouring with blends. So I am going to be stamping in Memento. And I've brought in my piercing mat because we're using the photopolymer. It just gives us that little bit of bounce and cushioning. It gives us a better impression, hopefully. Yeah, I'm happy with that. it was fun. Oh, he joined you for that as well. Oh, fab. Did he like join in and create? I love it when the younger ones join in and create as well. Right, so I'm going to colour this with a bit of smoky slate. We might add in a bit of pecan pie for a bit of dirtiness. Right, smooth that out the way. In fact, well, I like using the oh my gosh, I really can't talk. Using the bullet tip. I'm just going to go up there just with a few dots. This, whether it turns out, I don't know, but this was a way that I saw to colour this that was shown by Kim Fee of doing dots. I'm not doing it justice, I know that. I think these are a little bit dark for that colour, but we'll go with it and see how it turns out. Yes, he's 10, has autism and ADHD. Oh, excellent. Not excellent that he's got this. Excellent that he joined in and created. I tend to find sufferers are very creative. Hayden's not had a formal diagnosis, but he's up there. When he was at school and that, we had the issues and they were like, you know, the route they were thinking. And he's very creative. Got his own style of doing things, which I love. But yeah, they excel at things, don't they? And creativity tends to be one of them. I'm not doing this justice at all. This is terrible, in fact. Right, we'll go with it. I don't know what's wrong, why it's not happening. I shall just go with it, trust the process, like they say, and see how it turns out. I'm going to use, no I'm not, the larger nib that's got nothing but alcohol in it. It's got no colour. Brush end. I think my smoky slate's running out. But a lot of the time you just need to carry on and see what happens. Yeah, it's a bit dry. So what I am going to do is just grab my light grey granite. Carl says he's not been diagnosed yet, but your brother is struggling on his own. Lost his wife just over 3 years ago, ages 45. Oh gosh, oh I am sorry, Carol. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's unfair, isn't it? Bless him. And it does make it difficult. It's so much harder being a single parent, I think. And though it shouldn't make any difference, I do think it's harder sometimes for men. I mean, it shouldn't matter which parent is where and what. But yeah, I think society still somewhat is for the woman being the motherly and doing certain things, aren't they? But I know some fantastic single dads. They really are wonderful. And I've always been one of these that, you know what, as long as you're doing your best and your child is loved and cared for, that's all what matters. I mean, there is no manual, is there, when it comes to looking after kids? We're all just figuring it out as we go along. Right. I'm just going to saturate that with a bit of that end, just to get it to, the alcohol's coming out of it. Oh dear, try and get to blend a little bit more. Which isn't happening very easily with that. But because I've saturated it now, hopefully I can go over with my drying out smoky slate. And it'll blend a bit better. Not fussed that the top's dark because it's going to have the flowers over it. Right, that is all I'm doing to that. You can't tell probably on, but there is some, it has made a difference just adding that little bit of the pecan pie just down there. In fact, it looks better on screen than it does. Excellent. Yeah, I totally meant to do that. That was exactly how. All right, so we'll have some flowers that we can pop in. And that's not a big enough piece, so let's grab this piece. Dear. I must admit, I miss having my nieces and nephews close by, young. I used to do a lot with them when they were younger. It was very rare I went anywhere without at least one of them. I mean, they're all grown up now and got their own kids. So it'd be my great nieces and that. But yeah, I do miss them all. They're all too far away. I need them closer. Right, so I'm going to do the flowers in blue. I think I might just do all in blues rather than bring in any other colours. So in here, in the paper, we have Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy. What else? Is there any boho in it? Oh yes, and boho blue. Let's use that before they leave us. The blends were still available earlier. Right, so we've got 4 blues to be using. So for my leaves, which there's quite a lot, I'm going to go with the boho. Let's move that out of the way. You've got a couple of boys that enjoy standing in. Yeah. Bless them. Julie's grandkids are lovely. Make me laugh. Which is exactly what we all need, isn't it? So for my leaves, I'm just doing from the bottom up the centre with a darker, well, it's supposed to be darker, but I'm not sure it actually is. But yeah, with a darker blue or shade of this blue. Right, I have to concentrate when I'm doing this because they're so small. That one and that one and that one, that really just have a little dot in them because there really isn't a lot there to colour. I've just spotted one I've missed. Oh, and another one. Never mind. We can add them in. So that's one there. That's a bit bigger. One here. I've got such a dry mouth today. Right. Okay. So that's the boho. Then my rose, there's quite a few roses. I think I'm going to do in balmy blue. Again, it's now these balmy blue are brand new. I haven't used them, and something I've just noticed: the nibs are a lot or seem to be a lot shorter. Don't know if they are. That's an older one. Yeah, the nibs are. I don't know if you can see. The nib is a lot shorter on that. On both of them. I mean, I know it's only a case of pulling the nib in and out, but noticeably different. But I think better. Because sometimes I struggle doing smaller areas because the nibs are like, it makes me feel that my hand's so far away and I end up shaking. I mean, we are talking millimetres difference, that is all, but it's surprising what your perception does, isn't it? I mean, why it should make any difference. It certainly seems to. There we go. That's our balmy blue in there. Now I'm going to do this big one here with Night of Navy. Now, do I want to do very dark? I don't think I do. Oh, this is Misty Moonlight. Okay, right, that's Misty Moonlight. So, why is Misty Moonlight darker than Night of Navy? But it's not. The pen lids are, but the actual colour isn't. Oh. I don't think I'll be using light Night of Navy. Again, I've never replaced these. So I'll just spray it with a bit of alcohol and we'll see, let that sit, we'll see if it revives it. So we'll go for our Misty Moonlight and we shall do this big flower here. Yeah, a lot of my blends are still my original. I replaced my balmy blue. I've replaced Crumb Cake pumpkin pie because that dried out. Pool Party I've replaced, Daffodil Delight and Old Olive. I think those are the only ones I've ever replaced. Mainly because they've dried up, because I've ended up splitting the lid or they've been left open. Other than like Pool Party, I have used, and the Old Olive and Daffodil Delight probably used quite a bit of those over the years. So, you know, they do last. I'm not saying I use them every time I craft, but I use them quite a lot. I'm going to put boho blue in the middle of that light, just so it's a different colour. Okay, so Night of Navy. Let's see where we've got with this. It's a light one. No, it's not going to soften it up, is it? So I need Night of Navy. Let me make a note. I have a little list that I keep by the side of me of what I need. Night of Navy blend. There we go. So we'll go dark Night of Navy, and I'm just going to use it on this. I would have preferred to have the light, because I think this is just going to end up a bit of a blob. No, as it's dry, you can still see the black outline of each of the petals, so that's okay. Just didn't want to lose too much definition. You can just see them. You can see them better in real light, and I'm going to leave that one white. So we've got our pot and our flowers to go in, and then I'll cut some flourishes. So let's die cut these out. Because we have lots of flowers and stuff that we can die cut out in here. So I want that one and the pot. Churn. Do you know, I've just noticed that the pot has a lid in the dies. I didn't know that. Or was that for the teapot? Well, either way, I didn't even know that the teapot had a lid. Not very observant, am I? Yeah, sometimes you notice everything about a set, and then other times, no. Right. Now cut that. There we go. That's that done. And then we can trim this down so we can get this through our smaller machine. I do like my mini cut and emboss. I haven't die cut that very well. I'll trim that off in a moment. Right, keep that there. Okay. So we've got that. And my gosh, it's gone dark. Right, because I've cut it a bit lopsided, I'm just going to quickly trim round just a little bit closer to there. There we go, that looks better. And then That will sit on top, which will hide a lot of it anyway. And that's that. And then, what have we got in this? What flourishes? Not many. Right, I'm going to cut a load of these bits. So I've got the leaves, and we've got a lot of flowers. Okay. So my leaves are going to be white. I'm going to cut a lot of white leaves. And then I shall do the flowers in blues. That's a smaller piece that I'll do. So for now, I'll just cut 2 of the leaves. You can always cut some more if we need them. Like I say, I had no idea what I was going to do this evening. Other than using the code product. Okay, so that's my leaves. Right, let's find some blues. We've got Misty Moonlight here. And let's pop them all on Misty Moonlight. I think Misty Moonlight is a gorgeous colour. I'm not sure I need this many in one cut actually. If I just do those in Misty Moonlight and then grab a bit of, I've got some boho. Grab a bit of boho blue out my scrap box. There we go, we can do one of those. And then I'll just do a few little Night of Navy. I'm not going to do Balmy Blue. It's a little too strong for what I'm after. Poke this out. This has got stuck. It's not a bad thing because it holds it in place. Night of Navy, where are you? There you are. I need a scrap that's wide enough. There we go. And just run that through. So, right, then we can start putting this together and see if we need anything else. I'll bring our pot back in. And then we'll grab all our flowers and our leaves. Right. I'll poke these out. So I've got a Night of Navy ring, a boho blue ring, some separates in Misty Moonlight, some more separates in Misty Moonlight. Making sure I don't lose the dies. And then we've got white leaves. Some white leaves. Right, let's throw that away. Again, this has moved as I've cut it and I'm not liking where it's gone. So I'll just trim some of that away. It's my fault for rushing, but we can always go at it and just make it look that little bit better. It's just because there's a bit more white the one side and it makes it obvious that it's a bit lopsided. I know lots of people wouldn't bother. They'd just think that's okay. They don't mind that. I just want to trim it down. Just that little bit. There we go. That looks better to me. Alright, let's get rid of all these bits. Right, I'm going to attach that to there. So we'll just have a little bit of glue along here. Come on, glue. And you can't be clogged, so put the lid on. Sometimes you just get a tiny amount. There we go. Just a tiny amount that had dried up. Alright. Now what you could do if you wanted to is to add some extra interest to these. And I think I've got, yeah. What I'm just going to do on these, I've got a blending brush that's got some blue on it. I'm not sure which blue it is. Where's it gone? I used it the other day. And it's got a bit of Night of Navy on it, I think. Not a lot, but I'm just going to blend on them just to add a little bit, just so they're not quite so flat. Oh, that one's backwards. I've got a blue nail now. I mean, you can hardly tell, but you know when you know. Just want a bit more Night of Navy to pop on there, just to give that. I mean, my nail's blue, so we know it's definitely on there. There we go, that's better. Wipe my nail on my towel. Right, so that's that. Bring in our piece of paper. Look at that. I think I'm going to have, or leave that for my journaling. Oh, we can have this. Lots of white around it. No, I think these might have been nice if we'd have. Oh, that's better. I was going to say, I did a bit of shading to those, but actually, don't think we need to. Now, I don't want to go too high because I want to be able to get them in behind. So I've just put my dimensionals off to the right hand side and then on the pot. Make sure that I can tuck in my leaves behind. So I'm just going to add a bit of glue down to these middle ones so that I can then lift that slightly and pop in there. And it's like it's another plant that's growing out the back, and it just adds that little bit of interest. That one needs to be behind again. There we go, that's nice. Right, so then we've got all these flowers that we can do something with. I want to leave that up there. I think those would look quite nice down there. So on the 3 I can put dimensionals. Now I am using cuts at the ends. I have got mini dimensionals, but not out. So I just cut my edges. No wasting edges. We can make them fit where we need to. That have no waste. Unless we have to. Come on. Struggling to get these off now. Right, so I'll pop that on there. And because I haven't put any on those, my photo can go underneath them. And then I can stick them down if I want to. Right, so it's just going to be a matter of, I think I'm going to put that up there to balance that out. Oh, that bit of dimensional is no longer sticky. Let's chop some little pieces. Something I'm finding with the way this the camera's exactly the same. It's just the stand that's different, but everything seems to be at much more of an angle. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems a bit more. Yeah, that looks flat. I don't know. Oh, I've got one up there. And then we can have these scattered about along here. You can't really see them too much on there. So they're falling down somewhat. And then I'm not sure where I'll put the others yet, but I'm just going to glue these on flat. Okay. Pop some more around. Okay. That one there. Balance it out somewhat. That one coming down there. Right. So then I want another piece of Misty Moonlight. How big's this one? Just for my journaling. It's too big. We can see that. But I'm going to cut it up 4. And so 3 is too big, so I'm going to do 2.5. I don't want it any more of a rectangle than that. See, that's okay. So I need a piece of basic white. That will be absolutely brilliant. So I'll just do that an 1/8 smaller. That's 3 7/8. What did I do? 2.5. So it's 2 3/8. There we go. That will go on there. So I'm just going to do a little bit on here so that we know. Now this might have already I've sold out, but I'm not sure, but I'm still going to be using it. We can still use stuff that's in your stash. Don't just keep buying new. Use what you've got. Right, let's bring in my piercing mat, turn it over because it's covered in ink, thanks to Hayden. And then I'm going to stamp that like that. Just gives the thing that it's for writing. I do like to have it that way, but when the page, it's not such a wide, so we'll do it that way. And I think I'm going to stamp in Night of Navy. Shall I do this in black? No, yeah. I'll do this in black, and then I shall do, I'm going to put Memories at the top, and I shall do that in Night of Navy. Okay, so then also in that stamp set we have lots of little sayings. As one, memories, this picture, this moment, I think I quite like that. And there's one that says the story and all sorts. It's a little bit bent actually, this stamp, but that's okay. I'll just try and straighten it up a little. That's better. Okay, ink that up in Nice and Navy, and then at the top of there we just have this moment, and then we know that that's what this is about, and that area there is for our journaling. So I'm going to glue this on that. I mean, if it is at a later date that we're going to print our journaling bit, we can get it to fit and then cut it down and stick it on top. It's not an issue. Alright, so I am going to fully stick down now. I just want that equal from left, from the right to the top. There we go. Right, these are stuck down enough. They're not pulling up. So I might add some more to that at a later date. I might not actually. Have we got a bit of bling we can stick on? Oh my gosh, it's very dark and nobody's fetched my washing in. So I've now got to go out in the dark and fetch the washing in. Oh, we've got silver. Silver would look nice, wouldn't it? But I do believe I've got here some Misty Moonlight, if I've got any left. My gosh, where's that hour gone? It has come together, hasn't it? You love, yeah. I'm loving blue and white. I've never been a big blue and white person. Oh, I've got 2 Misty Moonlight left, so that's not enough. I mean, it's taken me an hour, but it doesn't seem like I've been here an hour. Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my patience. Well, let me go back in. Thank you. Right, so we will go with those druzy silver to give it quite a bit of bling. Right, so we can have a large one there, a large one here, with a smaller one here, and then small ones dotted. This is what I like as well with doing a scrapbook page. I can put more bling on. I don't feel like I'm overshooting it. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And that is our page finished. Like I say, I have no idea what photos I'm going to put on there. I'm sure I will have some in my many hundreds of photos that I've got. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. My desk is a mess. I used to be so tidy when I first started doing my lives. Can't get my things back. I used to clear up after me all the time, and now, no, it's just put it to the side. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Yeah, right. Let's switch cameras back up here. Back to me, and I need to stop looking at the mess. But no, thank you for joining me. It's been a lovely hour, just over an hour. Like I say, I just don't know where the time goes. It just flies by, doesn't it? Right, so I'm going to hop off. I'm going to go and get my washing in from the dark. I'm going to make a cup of tea for myself because nobody else made me one. And then I'm going to tidy up. So, yeah, thanks again. And Carol, I will probably speak to you next week, if not in the week. And Julie, I'll message you about tomorrow. So, yeah. Right. Thanks very much. Speak to you soon. Bye.